Eighth graders, welcome back. This is day 3. Obviously, if you weren't here for day 1, you guys could have watched the video and collected your data with the other videos linked throughout, I believe on slide 4. Okay, for today's assignment, for part 2 or day 2, if you guys were gone for that, you will actually have to see a time to make that up with me before you guys can do day 3. So if you guys haven't finished day 1 or day 2, you guys need to go back and do those, whether it's on video or coming in to schedule a time with me. However, if you guys are done with all of your day 1 and day 2 stuff, you guys can go ahead and move on to day 3. This will be due tomorrow or the day after this was scheduled in class. So make sure you guys are getting this done. Okay, so with your data from day 2, whether you guys designed a hot or cold pack, you guys are going to use your criteria, which was to either have the hottest temperature possible or the lowest temperature possible based on whether you guys were doing a hot or cold pack. Okay, and then to use as little supplies as possible. So if you are doing this for a company that makes hot or cold packs, you guys are saving them money. Okay, so you guys would use those 2 criteria to kind of judge what you think was your best hot or cold pack. Again, you guys should have either designed a hot one or a cold pack, but not both. Okay, so your learning targets, I can use a claim, evidence, and reasoning model to write a proposal as to the best combination of ingredient types and amounts. Okay, so at this point, it's really going to be ratios of ingredients, since you guys have already kind of chosen which ingredients you want to use. Okay, and then you guys will kind of use this as a proposal to build, hey, say, this is why this ingredient or this experiment would be the best for a hot or cold pack. Okay, so for your bell ringer today, yesterday you chose what you think your best plan is. Okay, what are some important pieces of evidence from your plan data that supports this claim? So you need to look back and actually give me some exact pieces of evidence. So if I'm looking at one of my designs here, I should have done 5 of them. Okay, I'm looking at water. My water should have been 45 milliliters each time. And then I should have different chemicals, 1 or 2 different chemicals that I mix, and then different amounts that you guys should have used for those chemicals. Okay, for your data, what you guys need to kind of look at is highest or lowest temperature and maybe even some observations. Okay, so for this, when I'm asking you in your bell ringer to look at evidence, you guys need to probably use temperature and amounts of substances, okay, to kind of pick what you guys think is your best plan, okay? All right, and then explain how your hot or cold pack works. Discuss energy transfer. So you guys need to discuss endothermic and exothermic reactions and energy transfer. So remember, the body can't feel temperature. So when it feels something that feels hot, what are they really feeling? Okay, if they feel something that feels cold, what are they really thinking or feeling here? Okay, so talk about energy transfer in that answer. And then why does your pack feel hot or cold? Remember, exothermic reactions release energy, so they have energy stored up in the form of potential energy in their bonds. So when we mix them, we release that energy and it comes into our hands. Okay, endothermic reactions need energy for the reaction to occur, so it steals energy from its environment, like if we're holding it in our hands or the air around it, steals that energy to make the reaction work, therefore it feels colder. Okay, so make sure you guys describe that here. If you're not sure or you missed day 1, you need to go back and watch that video, probably about the first 5-10 minutes of that. You guys should get the answers to this question if you don't already have them. Okay, so for your proposal today, your criteria again was either to reach the highest or lowest temperature possible, so hot pack high, cold pack low, and then use as little substance as possible. Okay, on slide 24. You guys are going to start by writing your claim on kind of framing it out with the information on slide 24. So my best design was, you're going to tell me either 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. I designed a hot or cold pack, which used chemicals to produce an exothermic reaction in which energy is given off or absorbed. And then add these to your paragraph on slide 24. So make sure you guys explain what your best design was, whether it was a hot or cold pack. And then also I want you guys to add on there how much of each ingredient did you use? So make sure you guys include that in your claim as well. So tell me which design and then what did that design include, okay? Then for your guys' evidence, you need at least 3 pieces of evidence, if not more. Okay, the temperature of my best design was, this would be probably one of the main ones, as this is one of the criteria. Okay, my best design included, so tell me amounts and chemicals. Sorry, I scratched that. I don't want you guys to add that onto your claim. That's going to be given as part of your guys' evidence. My bad. Okay. My best design included blank, so you're going to tell me some amounts and chemicals. You guys should also have some comparisons. What was your second best temperature? Okay, or if maybe your best design wasn't your best temperature, why did you guys choose another design that wasn't your best temperature? Okay, what made that more important to you? Okay, so maybe you guys are prioritizing using a little chemicals as possible. Okay, my other temperature varied from, okay, my best design compared to other designs by, and then add these here as this paragraph on slide 27. Okay, so your argument will be right here. So I need to fix that as well. This should be on slide 27. Okay, again, your claim should be added on slide 27 as well. Okay. And then finally, your reasoning for each piece of evidence. So again, you guys need at least a comparison. You need to tell me what your temperature was for your best design and what your ingredients were for your best design. And then, like I said, some kind of comparisons. Okay, reasoning for each piece of evidence, add reasoning. Here are some sentence starters that you guys can use. This proves my design number blank was best because. Okay, so you would follow that up after a piece of evidence. The temperature for my best design was this, and this proves that my design number blank was best because why is it important to have a good temperature? Okay, this matters because, so again, you guys will choose these sentence starters or write your own to follow up each piece of evidence. So each piece of evidence should have a good explanation of why that piece of evidence matters, okay, and saying that this is your best design. Okay, the two criteria were blank and blank, and this data aligns with them because, or it aligns with one of them, or it aligns with both of them. Okay, and don't forget the because, that's the most important spot. If you guys just leave it at that first part, it's not going to be reasoning, it's just going to be you restating your guys' evidence. Even though this wasn't my best temperature or amount, so maybe you guys chose something that wasn't the best, the lowest number for your temperature or the highest number for your temperature, depending on hot or cold pack, or maybe it had the most ingredients. Why did you guys prioritize, temperature or amount over the other? So this design is still best because, again, notice that because piece. That's the most important part for this reasoning. This piece of evidence supports my claim because. This is important data because. And then add a piece of reasoning to each slide on claim 27. So again, every time you have a piece of evidence, you guys should follow up with a sentence explaining why is it important. Okay, you're going to write your argument here. If you need to, you guys can highlight and make your text smaller if it's not fitting. Yeah. Okay, so you guys will start again with your claim, then follow up with your evidence, one of your pieces of evidence, followed by your reasoning for that piece of evidence, then your second piece of evidence, second reasoning, third piece of evidence, third reasoning, and then finally write one closing statement. And then for your exit ticket today, you guys are going to go through and kind of do a little checklist here. You're going to reread through. Okay, if you guys read the little checkbox here and it doesn't fit your writing, you need to go back and fit your writing first. Don't just check it off down here. Okay, go make that correction. Like if you only use 2 pieces of evidence, okay, don't check this off that you read and saw 3 pieces. Go back and fix it. Okay, so claim states which design was best. That should be your first sentence. It should be very easy to read. They thought design 4 was the best, or whatever the case is. Okay, claim explains how your hot or cold pack transfers energy using either an endothermic or exothermic reaction. So again, you're going to talk about that with your claim as well. I designed a hot or cold pack which uses chemicals to produce an endothermic or exothermic reaction in which energy is either given off or absorbed. So kind of explain what you guys framed out on slide 22. Okay, and then there are 3 pieces of evidence. This should include the optimal temperature, amounts of each chemical used, comparisons, and then some kind of comparison. Okay, so either to other temperatures or other amounts. Okay, and then there's 3 pieces of reasoning, one for each piece of evidence to explain why that evidence supports the claim. And then finally, you used a summary or conclusion sentence to wrap up your argument. Okay, so again, your argument will be written on slide 27. Okay, if you guys have any questions, please let me know. Other than that, I will talk to you guys later.